Okay, so first I need to apologize for any mechanical noises you're hearing. I have a fan blowing right on my laptop so it won't get too hot, and I have the air conditioner on. I'm in a little aluminum travel trailer. The sun shines on it. Gets kind of hot in here. Here we are at the sawmill, the Jemez Pueblo sawmill, going into the mine we discovered. You notice I've planted vines all around. No squid today, but boy, they come in there a lot. So I wanted you to see now the people who live here, these are pretend people, so don't think they're real, had quite a little controversial conversation about whether or not these mines should be inviting happy, it's a hanging bed, it's a swing, whether it should be a happy, inviting, cheerful place down here because mines are dangerous. And at least in these parts of the mine that are fenced off and have gates on them, the children are allowed to come down here. And some people say they don't want to give children the unrealistic expectation that mines are happy, cheerful, friendly places. But on the other hand, the other part of the conversation is that people shouldn't be afraid of the mines. That's a part that I've already been to and I've blocked off. Also, the miners say, this is a part I need to explore more. The miners say they really like having it nice and friendly and cheerful down here. That bed is in case somebody gets hurt or needs to take a nap. That's the other end of the, I was just showing you the back way back to the garden. This is the other end of that path. And you see, I haven't really done much except come down here and kind of look around. And I cleared a little bit, like I cleared this was a mine shaft. And I don't need it anymore. Now, I'm playing on peaceful right now, but I won't always be. One thing that I've noticed from adventure maps and the like is that people say it's more dangerous to mine during the daytime. Underground, it's more dangerous to mine during the daytime because the mobs can't spawn on the surface, so there's more of them underground because it's darker down there. Also, on adventure maps, I hear people playing them say a lot that they are only lighting the area they plan to walk through in big caverns and so on, and leaving part of the mine dark so that the mobs have a place to spawn that's out of the way. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure, this is a theory, but I'm thinking if I block off unused parts of the mine, mobs can spawn inside. I can kill them at will, like a mob grinder, and they won't bother me so much as I'm working if they have places to spawn. Now, again, I'm not sure. And you notice I do it in a very distinct way with cobblestone, if I have it. If not, I use gravel. And with those fence posts, so I know that that is a part I've been to and blocked off. I absolutely know that I've been there, that there's nothing there left. I've mined all the resources out of it, including spider webs, including cobblestone that hangs down from the ceiling. Everything has been taken out. All the wood, all the fence posts, everything. And believe me, I'm using all these resources for other projects. I can't wait till I have silk touch so I can have whole cobwebs. Won't that be cool? So I plan to fence the entire desert oasis because as I was mining here, I did some branch mining off in the other direction. If you go down those stairs all the way to level 13, I started doing branch mining off in the other direction. And I found a zombie spawner. You saw it in the video that I put up, well, yesterday at the time I'm recording this. And I hope to be able, I've saved up a bunch of apples and I've mined a lot of gold. So I have like close to a full stack of golden apples. And I've already been to the nether just enough to set up a base. We will go to the nether and you will get to see it. So that I have to get blaze rods and other junk so I can make potions, so that I can save the zombie villagers. And where the zombie spawner is not too far from my railroad track at the desert oasis. So I can put their little heinies in rail cars and I can bring some of them out here to the sawmill and some of them at the oasis. And remember, we have a double grinder over at the jungle treehouse at the far end of the track, which is my home base. And there's a zombie spawner there, so I will rescue some of them and bring them into my jungle base. I don't really have a place for villagers to live at my jungle base, but I'm sure it won't take much to make one. And the jungle base is well fenced and well protected. So this is how I mine, especially in abandoned mines, so I won't get lost. You notice the jack-o'-lanterns. The jack-o'-lanterns always face toward home, unless I'm just throwing one down so you guys can see better, because YouTube videos are darker than what I see when I play the game, and it's not fair because you can't see what I'm doing too well, unless I put down a jack-o'-lantern. But in my hallways and rail lines and caverns and all that kind of stuff, I put my jack-o'-lanterns facing toward the exit so I can find my way back home. Other people I've seen, the best players, that will just take a torch and throw it down in the middle of a mine shaft, and then they'll start going around and around in circles with all the branching mine shafts and stuff. And pretty soon they're going, I don't know how to get out of here. Even people who use that trick of putting the torches only on one side of the shaft, well, that's kind of okay, except that when you got a bunch of branching mine shafts and stuff, it's real easy for, like in strongholds and stuff, it's real easy to get confused about which way is the way back home. Okay, I've cleared all the stuff out of this area, so I'm going to close it off. Now I'm going to clear all. I know there's nothing above my head because I was just walking up there, so it's okay for me to dig this wood out overhead. So, like I said, I'm just clearing everything out, and it's just as I go. I've got an exceptionally challenging abandoned mine here, because by a place where two groups of mine shaft structures merged, where the fence posts and the planks overhead don't match upright, I'm putting that pumpkin right there in the middle so I can see it from any direction. Anyway, it's two abandoned mine shafts that have converged, and it's near a huge cavern system and a ravine. So it's going to get real complicated, and it's even more extensive than regular mine shafts because it goes on forever. I mean, it goes all the way to the desert oasis, and it seems to all travel in that direction. Is that west? I believe it is. So it seems to travel all in that direction mostly, but it also seems to have some north-south stuff. Oh yeah, I should have told you about that weird little noise. Spawners make a weird little noise. Caves make a slightly larger noise. They sound like trains or airplanes, or I can't remember all the sounds. Look up ambient sounds on the Minecraft wiki, and it'll explain all the sounds, identify them, they all have names, and where they are played. You never know which one's going to play. You have to be in low light conditions, or the sounds won't play. So if you're playing with the mobs on, just know that if you light things up too much, you're not going to hear that there's caves nearby. And if you're playing on peaceful, you're not going to hear any mobs to indicate there's a hole behind that wall. You know what I mean? I cut a lot of this out because you didn't need to see me place every block. I just wanted you to see how I managed to make abandoned mine shafts a little bit more manageable. Now, when it gets down into big, long caverns and stuff like this down here, it's going to get more complicated pretty quickly. I'm just checking it out to see what I've got to do when I get this blocked off part finished. It's going to get real complicated real quickly. What I tend to do is bear right. I go to the right as far as I can, block off those sections, making sure this is empty. Block off those sections, then I come back to the front, and then I start going around to the left. So once the shaft is completely finished, I will block it off, and then I know I don't ever have to come back there again unless there's cooties in there I just want to kill for the fun of it. I dug out my stone. So part of the thing about having a bad memory is that, see, I was just getting some extra cobble so I could block off another passageway, and then I found this gravel. People who ignore gravel drive me nuts. I watch their videos and they'll go to the end of a mine shaft or a tunnel, you know, or a cavern or whatever, and they'll say, "Oh, it's a dead end," and there's a huge pile of gravel, and I'm all like, "No." See, this one was hiding gold. I think that's gold. I don't know. Watching it on this editor, it could be iron, but it could have been diamonds if I'd been down low enough, which I'm not, but whatever. So when I see gravel, it usually indicates, like, gravel will obscure your view of uh, mob spawners. It will obscure your view of abandoned railroads, and it will obscure your view of caverns, ravines, diamonds, emeralds. That's what gravel's there for. It's a foolie. So I'm always looking for gravel, and as you see, I when I get to lava lakes and so on, I fill them with gravel because there's lots of goodies under the lava. Think about it. This game is supposed to be hard and challenging, right? Where are the goodies going to be? Someplace easy, like just laying around on the surface on a picnic table? No. If you go under the lava, that's, I found, let me see, the other day I found 29 diamonds. And the way I did it was filling up lava lakes with gravel and digging them out. And they're in big clusters, too. One cluster was 5 diamonds. I had to kind of look around. They zigged and zagged on the diagonal and so on, but they were all right there next to each other. And then, not but a few blocks away, was a patch with 4 diamonds in it. 9 diamonds in one lava lake, and I didn't have to go even 20 blocks. So I don't like lava. I burn up a lot in lava. Like, I'm going to have to go down there and gravel that all up. I burn up a lot in lava. The game's been glitchy since they introduced 5.1.5.1. I'm seeing people complaining about it on YouTube videos too, that it's glitching out a lot and hitching up, and people are having lag spikes and stuff. When I did go to the Nether, I burned up in lava a couple of times, and also down here on the other side of this while I was branch mining. I was in a fine position, and then all of a sudden it just hiccuped, and you know that sound that said there's a spawner? You see all those spider webs over there that I didn't even show you in time? Lots of spider webs means you're near a cave spider spawner. So I went on past there. You're not going to see it in this video, but there's a boatload of spawner dungeons, and at least 2, maybe 3 spider spawners, all within a few blocks of each other. I'm not even ready to start that part yet. I'm clearing out these sections first. But, yep, there was a spawner right there where I heard that weird little noise. It's not a regular cave noise. The dungeon noises are just a little bit different. Ambient sound, Minecraft Wiki. Go look it up. So what was I talking about? Something very important, I'm sure. But I have a bad memory. I don't want to have to try to keep in my head where have I gone and what have I done and all that kind of stuff. So I just try to develop good game habits. And jack-o'-lanterns are a real easy way. See? There's a dungeon not far from there. I think it's to the right. But I'm going to the left because I have to block off that water. There's quite often water traps and lava traps near spawners. Be careful. Something could push you into the spawner or push you into lava, or just be careful. Look at that big pile of gravel. That led off to a whole other big chunk of abandoned mine that I wouldn't even seen if I hadn't dug it out. So, I make habits for myself so that, yeah, there's cave sound. Yeah, so behind that gravel is an opening to a cave. I make habits for myself so that I won't screw up. For instance, I'm playing on peaceful. I have a stack of 64 potatoes with me, though, just in case I turn the mobs on. Just remembering to eat them, that's the problem. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye. I have a lot more coming up. Bye.